Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. See that post I did on. See that post I did on YouTube? When I sent the chat. I can't read it. That's a video. It's perfect. Is there a cell phone that thing? I'm sure there is. Also, audio seems distorted. I think that might have been when I was originally talking. Let me see. Check, 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 check. I think audio should be good. Let me just check that. Oh no, audio is distorted. Check, check. It's not coming into there, it's distorted. It's not even hearing all of it. It's still distorted.
What was its setting change? Yep. Sounds good. Let's go.
All right. I've been ready to fuck. I'm the juggernaut.
Bring me out of the. I said it was a Red Bull, not seltzer. Too late for you with a Red Bull?
Yeah, no Red Bull for me right now. I'll be up all night beating myself like I stole something.
All right, I got no sound over here, but that's normal, right?
You have no sound over there? Maybe here. Oh, I think I know why. Because I don't know what headphone that is. So,
I guess it doesn't matter because it's no longer connected properly, right?
you should hear yourself now.
Hey.
You hear yourself at all?
Nah. I don't hear anything. I don't even hear the music. Hey. There we go. Okay. Oh, it was just volume?
I wish it was unplugged. It was like halfway plugged in.
All right. We're back. I mean, I can't really hear. Can you turn me up? Sorry, man. I mean, sorry, dude. You know, just watch the camera. You're so close to the camera.
Number 4.
You were death-defyingly close to the camera. Death-defying. Don't turn up my microphone.
I'm not turn up the value. All right, what about that?
Hey. That's good enough, man. I don't need any more than that. How spoiled am I, huh?
All right. I'm out here fucking sweating like honestly,
I don't
guys,
appreciate that word. I'm a feminist.
How dare you? All right, push us. Oh, I can't even. All right, I got to get up again. I'm gonna start the music.
And then stop the music.
No,
Just let it run.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the music run. Honestly, I should have muted us because I have to go back to turn the music on anyways. But it's too late. Now everybody heard.
Can
us.
we macro a mute button? We should macro.
You can.
We have to macro mute buttons over here.
We just don't have any more room on that board, and
Well,
I don't
there's a
wanna
lot of
confuse
shit on here we
anybody.
don't need.
How dare you?
I mean,
I made those macros myself.
there's like, call it taxi buttons on this thing. There's like, there's Uber buttons. There's like, let the FedEx guy in. There's all kinds of buttons on here that we don't need. We're coming on. We got some people live in the chat. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Yep. Oh, I'm terrified of you running through here, bro. Oh my God, Master Numb Podcast episode.
Fuck! I gotta move into the fucking other screen now.
Episode 158, Master Numb Podcast. We are back. We are live, and yes, this is a new location, and yes, we're still figuring out some things here and there with the new setup. But guys, we promise that we are going to do everything that we can to bring you guys the best content, best guests, best everything since we started this thing. All right. So again, my name is Justin. I know it's been a while, but we are back. Got my man Berto over here. All right. So what we need you guys to do real quick, being that we have not been live for the last week or two, we need you guys to please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. So this way you guys can get our algorithm back up and help us out with spreading this channel to as many people as possible. If you cannot watch the video podcast of us, which is the version that we prefer that you watch, so you can participate in the chat, which is our favorite part of the podcast, you guys are more than welcome to listen to us on all audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store rather. Stitcher, Podbean, your favorite place to consume your audio podcast. We are there, and if you do not find us on your favorite or preferred podcast, Berto's going to let you know what you could do.
Join the Discord and harass us there.
Look at that beautiful gentleman with that turquoise background. Look at that backdrop, bro. This man should have been a mermaid.
You know, this color does bring out the color of my eyes. It brings out the brown in my eyes.
It absolutely does.
Real quick, obviously, we're not set up yet, right? We don't have any.
Not 100%.
We're not 100% set up.
But we got the table.
But we got the table. We got the microphones, and we have some of the most important things we need, which is fucking spunk and semen. Double S. All right, spunk,
And we're ready to what?
ready to fuck. We are
Let's
100% ready to fuck. Hopefully next week we'll have all the our paintings and artwork up and stuff like that. I don't know what we're gonna do with the pops. I don't know.
They might sit this one out. Maybe they'll have a little side piece or something.
Maybe
a little
I'll
side
do
setup.
the pops like on this wall or something like that, or on that wall, and I'll put a bunch of pops up, because the truth is that I have like over 100 pops, and they have to be displayed somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I have to show people.
Do you?
Oh, 100%. Do you really have anything unless you display it?
I mean, I guess not. Maybe if you did like a poll of all the people that come to your house,
Yeah.
you'd get a better idea of how many people actually want to see all that.
Oh, nobody that comes here gives a fuck about the pops. But when they see it, though, they change.
Yeah, then they're like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?"
Yeah, is this depression? Is this midlife crisis? They start diagnosing me. They're like, "What is this? Are you a man child?"
It's like, shave your head and get a Corvette like every other dude.
Yeah, how dare you? Take a fucking loan against your house and buy a used sports car and crash into a tree.
Oh my God, dude! You know what? I think I have a core temperature right now of about 112.
It is blazing hot down here.
It's blazing hip hop and R&B.
Facts. You know, when we first moved into this new space, this space was cool as a cucumber. It was actually like cold down here.
Yeah.
But now that we've filled it with stuff and we have all these lights on us, and they're not even all the lights either. We're going to be brighter too, because we're still missing some lights. We're still missing 2 sets of lights. So, man, it's going to get hot down here.
It is going to get hot, but I don't really mind it.
It doesn't bother me.
I'm not really mad at it. I mean, yeah, I'm really not upset about it.
I'm not too upset.
I mean, I'm glad to be in a more open space. So when we have guests come on, you guys are going to have I am super red in this shot. That must be, I think we switched cameras. But anyway, who cares? We'll fix that next time. But you know,
want
I
me to switch
think
it back?
when we have guests on,
Yeah.
it's going to be like even better. It's going to be, this space is legit.
Okay.
We're going to be entertaining guests in here.
Does
All right.
it how does it look for the audience? How does it look for you on your phone?
I mean, I think it looks good. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it
Okay.
looks good. It's just, you know, there's growing pains. We're going to have to, you know, change the lighting around and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that's all good.
All right.
You know,
We
I don't really
get-
mind. Because the audio version is still going to be as fire as it always
The
is.
audio
I mean,
version
no
is going to
difference.
be Liddy McTitty. I forgot to hit the record button. I'm going to have to rip this one off of YouTube.
You didn't hit you hit it. Oh, you stopped it and then didn't re-hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Twiz,
isn't here today.
yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, Twiz, your employment is 100% secure, especially with whatever this guy has going on.
Yeah. Well, at least the position's secure. I don't know if you're secure in there. No, I'm kidding. Twiz.
He's kidding. He's
I'm
kidding.
Twiz. Obviously,
uh,
your position's safe here. We're Twizless today. I think we're gonna be Twizless for another week too.
That's possible, but you know, we're working it out. We're gonna make some adjustments and make it happen.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best. But we've been gone for so long. I feel like we have so many things to talk about.
We have so many things to talk about. NBA player security backslapping Britney Spears in the face,
That's fucking,
which I thought was wild.
that was.
So I know we haven't talked about that.
What do you do because if he would have smacked somebody else in the face, I don't think it would have been front page news. Like he definitely didn't know that was Britney Spears, like trying to take his back.
No, but they said she grabbed him from behind.
Yeah.
And then, or like grabbed his shoulder or something. But I'll tell you what, security was quick with the smack. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't too happy, and a lot of people aren't happy about it. But what's funny is today, or like the day before, they announced a book she's releasing, like a memoirs. And I'm like, man, she got slapped for publicity, bro.
Can we get this lady back into her conservatorship? I wasn't a fan of this. I wanted her to live her own life.
Dude,
But the second she started dancing on the beach and shit topless and getting crazy, I was like, all right, maybe
Justin was right.
Yeah, maybe Justin was right. You did say that she was gonna. We got to route that fucking wire. That shit's driving me up the wall. This
Which
one right here,
wire?
your microphone wire. Yeah, this you said it. You said in the beginning. It goes into this little channel right here. You said in the beginning. You said that she's crazy and she probably should remain in her conservatorship and not be released. But the courts felt differently. And they released her, and now she's getting fucking crazy, getting smacked by security.
Yeah, see, but I knew it was going to be crazy. And wait till she runs through her fortune, and that pretty dude she's hooking up with is, going to show his true colors, and he's going to, buy some house for his side chick that's like the wife of a soccer player that he's low-key smashing. Like, that dude's life is probably chaos. You're not that pretty and all, like, foreign and shit and dating Britney Spears without being in a kind of party where you're like, oh, Salma Hayek's still bad at 60. What's up?
That first of all, Salma Hayek is one of the baddest women alive.
Yeah, still.
Still. Second of all, that shit's definitely a full-time job, like being in a relationship with her.
With Britney Spears?
Not Salma Hayek.
Dude, you're not Britney Spears' like lover. You're like her handler and her like home health aide.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing with Britney.
100%, yeah.
Britney's not playing life by normal rules. She's a little different. She's a little quirky.
Yeah.
A little spunky.
If you had to pick one between her and Amanda Bynes.
To save?
Yeah.
Wait, to save, like make her better, or do I think I could fix them?
I think those are like two in the same, right?
No, I mean like automatically, like her life's better,
No magic.
or I got to put time in.
You gotta put time into both these women.
I mean, I think Amanda's got some youth. Well, I think they're probably about the same age, but Amanda's got a face tat now.
Amanda does have a face tat. I think Britney's are older than Amanda though.
Yeah, she definitely looks older, but I don't know if I could do all that stupid spinning shit in the kitchen all day. I'd be like, sit down. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'd be yelling for her friends. I'd be like, Michelle, come get your friend. She's spinning all over the place again. In that goddamn yellow shirt.
That's so fucking funny. I don't know why in my head, like she's wearing the outfit that the genie wore in like that in Bewitched or whatever the fuck that show was called when we were kids. What was it called?
Bewitched.
Yeah. She's wearing, in my head, she's spinning in the kitchen wearing that stupid with like the yoga pants. Like
the curtain pants, the ones that are like fluffy.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
It feels like now style has went like the opposite direction. Because now I see girls with like these like tight pants, but they're like bell bottoms, but they're also like leggings. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them.
Yeah, I'm not
But
mad
I do
at him
think
either.
that they're kind of dumb.
Yeah, they look like wrestling pants. Like there'd be like some English wrestler would wear them.
Like WWE.
Yeah, like the British Bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he would walk in wearing those. Like, why'd I make him the Bushwhackers? This is the Bushwhackers.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
Can you imagine Stone Cold walked in wearing those?
Stone, he might.
He wore underwear.
Yeah, he's pretty lit now. His podcast is popular.
Does he have a podcast?
Yeah, he's got a podcast. He's got a beer, like his own brewery.
Damn.
He's doing all kinds. Yeah, nah, Stone Cold is out here getting money.
Brock's doing a lot of shit too, right?
Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, but I'm sure he's doing something.
No, I feel like I see him a lot, like on the internet. Like he's like attends other people's podcasts. Does a lot of like. I seen him doing like a meat farm review when he went to like a butcher.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, was he with the bearded butchers?
That's probably exactly.
Yeah,
what he was.
yeah. I love those guys. But I think that, yeah, you're right. He did a rub with them. Mm-hmm. But you're right. He did a dry rub with them, like a seasoning.
And every time,
right.
and then since then, I've been getting fed a bunch of stuff. He could be just doing cameos on other people's shows.
Yeah, it could be. I love those guys, the bearded butchers, man. If you watch them, it's these two guys that have this fire like butcher shop. They process everything. They get like pretty much full cows in there. Like they do breakdowns of like the difference between Wagyu and whatever, and like American Wagyu beef or Colby beef and all that. Like, you know, they'll break down the whole cow and then like show the different cuts and be like, you see this? And I'm like, holy shit, they do look very different.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
Speaking of Wagyu, so you know Costco sells the Wagyu ground beef, right?
Okay.
And I was making burgers for the 4th of July. I was honestly making burgers for the 3rd of July. And my grandma's staying at my house. And she's like, oh, man. She goes, you got that ground beef? She goes, I don't like that ground beef. Keep in mind, my grandmother's a vegetarian. So she doesn't eat meat anyways. But she's like, I don't like it. It's too much fat in it. She goes, I cook it. And then, you know, it's just like pools of fat coming out of it. But it's because where we're from, like, or I think I don't know if it's just like Latinos. It got to be just people who aren't foreigners. It's got to be foreigners in general. They just overcook the shit out of meat.
Yep.
So in my head, I'm thinking like, oh man, like they've gotten this at my mother's house, and then you just overcooked it to the point that like everything comes out of it, and then you're like, nope, this is too greasy. I don't like this meat, but this is really like the better choice of meat amongst the meats, you know?
For sure. 100%. But Latino women that are cooking, they want to smush all the juice out of it. They want to squash it. They want to mess with it. They want to poke it. They want to flatten it. They want to just squeeze it and just smush it down and just like dry the shit out of it. Pick it up, beat it to death on the counter, throw it back in the goddamn pan. I remember my mom was making pepper steak one time. I went over there, it was on the grill and it's thin cut meat.
Yeah.
And it's in the pan for like 5 minutes per side. I'm like, that's too much. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, le falta como 15 minutos todavía. I'm like, ma.
And it's at like an 8 out of 10.
Dude, it's already overcooked. And she talking about it's going to be 15 more minutes. And I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, we're going to say, I'm intervening. Yeah. Right now, I'm going to save this. Mm-hmm. You know, it was crazy. And the whole time she was just like, all right, I told you it ain't ready.
If you get sick,
I'm like, this shit is done, ma.
That's so fucking funny.
This shit been done.
Bro, I remember one of my birthdays, my mother went out and bought like all these expensive steaks. I was going through like the steak eating phase where I was eating a lot of like, you know, I was like, you know, learning what cuts I like, so on and so forth. And my grandmother's making all these steaks and she's just poking holes in them and shit. She's like, this isn't going to cook fast enough. And she's taking porterhouses and just making holes in them and shit. And fucking... You know, she's like, I'm going to boil it a little bit first. It's just, I was like, but I got to be grateful. So obviously I didn't say anything. I was just like, I was like, it's delicious.
Yeah.
What are you going to say, you know?
Yeah, you ain't going to say nothing. You're going to eat that. You're going to eat that.
You're gonna shut the fuck up and fucking eat it and don't say a word.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's the thought that counts.
It is. And it's like, you know, taking that task off your plate of like literally, you know, of like making dinner. That's a whole day. Cooking 3 meals.
Oh, yeah.
That shit'll take your whole goddamn day.
It's a full-time job. Shout out to Spaz in the chat. He said he went to a Hulk Hogan bar when he was in Florida. Immediately, I don't know why, that makes me think of like his son crashing his car.
His son crashed his car?
Many, many years ago, I think his son was involved in a car accident that resulted in a fatality. I think. Spaz, we don't have Twiz here. Can you please confirm that?
Really?
for us?
Yeah. Can somebody look that up? Because that's interesting to me.
I
'cause,
believe that's the lituation.
you know, because there's a lot of like famous people and important people's kids that always do something wild. You know,
when we were talking about wrestlers before, we mentioned Brock Lesnar, and I wanted to say that I think that he's like, I like him a lot because I feel like he's like the only one that transitioned from like, I know that he did college wrestling and like collegiate or freestyle wrestling, but then he transitioned to like WWF and then went into mixed martial arts and actually had a good career. Like
he was a champ.
Yeah, it's not like guys like CM Punk and stuff like that who go in and then don't do well. Like he went in and did pretty good.
Well, he was a dominant D1 college wrestler. I mean, so he had like a mixed martial arts background or like a martial arts background.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, having a base in wrestling is much different than CM Punk. CM Punk has a Pepsi tattoo.
No,
All right, he's got a goddamn Pepsi tattoo.
he's just a guy that like that like came to my mind because there's other people who've transitioned from like what's his name, Hardy, not Ed Hardy,
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy, yeah. Former football NFL player, transitioned to mixed martial arts.
But that was a real hardcore sport that he played.
Yeah.
So like the conditioning is there, the strength is there, the understanding of taking down another human.
But wrestling's hardcore too. Those guys are fucking athletes.
But that's not the same, in my opinion. Yeah, they're hardcore and they're athletes, but they're not taking down a person that's resisting. Like, you're tackling a guy that's trying his hardest not to let you tackle him.
Are you saying Logan Paul is not? Well, I guess he would.
He's more of the Brock Lesnar route. He had some wrestling experience in high school and then went to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
He even boxed for a little while. So it's like, it's not the same at all.
I love how everybody was when that video came out of is him and Izzy and Izzy's triangling him. Like everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's dog shit. He's getting triangled by Israel." Like you don't even know like what like that could be at his third hour of training.
Yeah,
and
it don't matter. I had arguments with people on Twitter about this.
Did you?
Arguments, dude. They're like, "Oh my God," like it's. But I had such a logical statement. I forget what my comment was on that video. I was like, "Dude," I said. Israel Adesanya's jiu-jitsu is legit. He just doesn't have to use it in mixed martial arts because he opts to do the stand-up striking.
He's significantly better at stand-up striking, and why go to the ground and take the risk? You roll the dice on the ground. Even people who are good at jiu-jitsu don't go to the ground because there is a toss-up unless you're significantly better than somebody else.
Yeah, especially when striking's involved. Mm-hmm. You know, if somebody's able to hit you, it's a very different thing. There's a lot of guys that play a nasty single leg X or play nasty 50-50 position, but if I'm allowed to punch you or somebody's allowed to punch you in the face, that position's very different.
You go 50-50 and you just get up and start hammer fisting.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody like go 50-50, both hands on one leg.
Yeah.
You know, and then just start getting smashed. Like, you know?
That's not the way.
Can't do that.
That's not the way the world works. You want to get into the topics?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I was going to segue in with, you know, people's, like famous people's kids doing crazy stuff, crashing cars, things like that.
Go
or
ahead.
potentially leaving cocaine in the White House.
Oh.
So recently, you know, last week it was announced that they had found a white powdery substance inside the White House. Come to find out, it was tested, and allegedly, it's said to have been cocaine. So, it begs the question, not why, not how, but who?
Who's enjoying a couple nose beers in the White House?
That's what I want to know. Who's the rat that found the coke and said something? Because if you think this is the first time there's ever been coke in the White House, I mean, I know there's been blow going on, but Mr. Clinton's preference of getting blown was a little bit different.
A little bit different, but he definitely did. I mean, allegedly.
I mean, listen.
If I had to bet,
I mean, if I wanted the best saxophone performance ever, from Mr. President Bill Clinton,
you think you play the blues without doing a little bit of yayo?
Come on, bro. Not well.
Come on.
So
that music has depth in it.
Yeah, I want to know because
how much coke was it?
I'm sure it wasn't a lot. You know,
what are we
sure
talking about? Like
they didn't say, but
you found a Grizzy?
I don't think it was like a key. You know,
yeah, that's not happening.
That's why I'm hesitant to think it was Hunter. I don't think it was. Because if it was, I think he plays hardball.
He's definitely not
But
allowed
he does
to.
play real hardball.
Yeah,
He's
first
a
of all,
crackhead.
I was just gonna say, first of all, if they find something from him, it's not gonna be coke. That shit's gonna be cooked up. It's gonna be crack.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't think he's allowed there. I don't think he's allowed to come to work with Dad.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, he's allowed to. You crazy?
He's a liability. I don't think they let that guy out.
You're
over there.
bugging.
You think he'd just be chilling in the White House?
100%. That's the whole reason why everybody's like, this is crazy. This dude just be around. You didn't see him muscling that Chinese official via text saying, I'm sitting with my dad right now. Where's the money? They got the whole text transcript. He's like, I'm sitting with him right now, huh? He's like, my ability to hold a grudge and my dad's global power. He's like, do you want us to end you? Send the money.
Yeah, but he's a fucking fiend. Fiends say crazy shit. He could have been in a Baltimore alley saying that shit, looking for some rock.
Hey, listen,
talking about,
man.
I'm right next to my dad right now.
Well, I'm telling you right now that the big guy, as they refer to him in the criminal blackmail emails, the big guy, he's, yeah.
How do you, that's so fun. And then how does that news get leaked, right? Because if they find coke in the White House, that's not something that we should be telling the world.
No, it's intentional. They're ready to let Joe Biden step down, and they're ready to put that psycho supervillain Gavin Newsom in the White House.
I'll tell you one thing.
That's what they want, and he will ruin this country worse than it is right now.
I'll tell you one thing. It's definitely not Biden's coke.
I'll tell you what.
I think he needs some.
His dementia is so goddamn awful that if they asked him, he'd pass a polygraph. He'd be like, I don't know whose that is. I don't know what is that? I don't know what that is.
I just don't feel like he's chipper enough to be on like any kind of like amphetamine or something like an upper.
I don't think he's capable of following the instructions to snort it. I think they give him the coke and he's like, and they're like, no, not in your mouth, Joe. And he's like, and they're like, no, Joe, not in your ass, Joe.
Does cocaine get you high no matter how you put it in your body?
Good question. I mean, I'm sure. If it works up your nose, it'll work in your eye.
It'll definitely work
It'll
in your
work in your
asshole.
mouth.
That's for sure.
Yeah, those are all mucous membranes, so I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah. It's probably just the fastest in the nose.
It's the closest to your brain. That's for sure.
Okay. The butthole definitely works though, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. That's why, like, coffee. You ever hear about coffee enemas?
They do that for energy?
Yeah. There's people that do coffee enemas. Like, they do them. They start out doing them for, like, colon cleansing and stuff. But it gives you I could imagine the rush. It's like taking, I could imagine it. Can't you imagine the rush of taking a cold brew straight into cornhole?
Can you imagine they did like a Celsius?
Oh,
Can you
no.
imagine like Celsius enemas?
Oh, no, you can't. You can't. There'd be people stroking out. You can't do that.
Dude.
But yeah, they do coffee. Yeah. It's like some part of like a health cleanse, but people also get addicted to like the rush of it. I know I think it was like My Strange Addiction or something. Or it was
This
like
lady
and it was
was-
a couple.
Yeah.
A husband and a wife. And they would just do coffee enemas like twice a day.
Twice a day? What are they doing? Turkey basters?
Dude, no, turkey baster, they would do like a whole bag. They would do that shit like damn near like a pot of coffee up the ass.
There's not that much room up there, is there?
Well, they were figuring it out and they were having a great time.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man. People do crazy stuff. I mean, you know, people do psychotic things.
Dude.
People ingest alcohol through their ass.
The alcohol thing makes sense if you have like substance abuse issues. That at least makes sense because you're trying to get to that next level, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Coffee. You know what's interesting is that coffee makes me shit.
Well,
And if you put it in my asshole,
you're going to double down.
yeah, I'm not going to be able to hold that for long. I don't know if I'm going to be able to absorb it as well as it should be absorbed.
Damn, that's a good point. It might just come out as fast as it goes in.
Yeah, you got to put me on like a drip. I got to get like the anal drip and then let me poop and then put it back in.
Now you probably can't. Once you release it all, probably just, it's done.
That's why you give me the drip. So I still have some left.
I guess. A little slow, gradual. You know? All right.
Can you mainline in coffee? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
In
That's
the
wild.
fucking in the sphincter?
Yeah, it's what people are crazy, dude.
That's how you get a hemorrhoid.
People, listen, I'll tell you what. It'll give you something. I don't know what.
It probably, honestly, that probably will cure a hemorrhoid because coffee's a vaso. Does coffee make your veins bigger or smaller?
Smaller. It's a vasoconstrictor.
Oh, never mind. Make your hemorrhoid worse.
It's a vasoconstrictor. Yeah.
All right.
You know, so we digress.
Jesus Christ.
So, you know, in the world of, speaking of assholes,
Yeah, go ahead.
my man Jonah Hill's been receiving some flack.
I'm Team Jonah. I don't know where you stand on this, but I'm Team Hill.
Well, I think he's a goddamn misogynist.
Well,
That's what I think.
yo,
I think asking your woman to stop being a whore, it's pretty misogynistic.
I thought he was as transparent as he could be.
Dude,
like
his
he
communication was incredible.
His communication is impeccable. For the people who don't know what we're talking about, some jealous whore at Jonah Hill's ex-wife,
Ex-girlfriend.
ex-girl released text messages from when they were in a relationship. I would love to pull them up on the screen and show you guys, but we're Twizzless today, and we don't have that ability.
Continue on. I'm going to look it up and read it to the fans.
But essentially, what it is, it's Jonah Hill, and he's disappointed in this woman's decisions. He's saying that he doesn't like the fact that she posts provocative pictures on the internet. He doesn't like the fact that she has inappropriate or friendships with other men, or that she surfs with other men. She's also a semi-professional surfer. And he doesn't, these are things that he doesn't like. And he simply says that if you want to be with him, then, this is where he draws a line. And actually, Justin has the text messages in front of him so he could read them to us. Go ahead. What's the text message say?
Not only do I think that this is 100%
Rational?
rational, the way he laid it out like an elevator pitch. He laid this out like a quick little bullet point. It says the words, plain and simple, semicolon.
Yeah. Oh,
If you need, semicolon, surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting lunch or coffee or something respectful, then I am not the right partner for you. If these bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. Now, I know that there's a lot of folks out there that complain about communication in their relationship. Their man doesn't say what he wants, say what he needs, or their girlfriend or their person that they're with doesn't communicate clearly, concisely, respectfully. I mean, that's as clear and concise and respectful as something can be.
And he's not even asking her to change.
No.
He's saying that this is the criteria that I want in a lover.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm not the one for you if you're not okay with this. That's
No
fine.
hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
And I don't even think his ask is that crazy.
Dude, his ask is not crazy at all.
He's like, yo, stop being a fucking perra.
Yeah.
That's what it reads to me.
He said, take the for sale sign off the Lamborghini like the Top G said.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hill is a goddamn Top G.
100%.
Coño.
I just don't, and it's so funny because like the internet's kind of like, there's two sides of it. Some people are saying he's a misogynist. And then some people are saying, I don't see how this can be construed in any other way.
I don't think that people are calling him a misogynist. I think that the establishment is calling him a misogynist and creating these false pockets of people disapproving of this in order to gaslight and throw gas on the fire for people to join in the cause and start attacking him and attacking this behavior.
They're saying that he's weaponizing like psychology or psychological phrases. They're like, he's weaponizing it and like using it against her. He's like gaslighting her. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? First of all, he hasn't been with this broad in a year.
Yeah, he's got a baby with a new chick.
Why is this coming out now?
Because she's begging for relevance.
She's crazy.
I guess the waves ain't good out there.
If there's not a clearer like dictation or a clearer, I don't think that word's appropriate, but if there's not a clearer illustration by this woman releasing these texts a year later when this guy's in another relationship where he has a baby and he's moved on, it appears, and she's releasing it now, if that's not clear that this fucking broad's fuck four ways to Friday, I don't know what is. I mean, what else do we need to do? It's a year. Why does she even have these texts still?
Because she's been planning this. That's why. because this was her insurance policy.
Is she got a book deal?
She does now. If she didn't before, she does now.
Holy shit. And I don't even think she's a professional surfer. I think she's just like an avid surfer or a prospect. Surfing's like one of those things too where it's like, dude, even when you're a pro surfer, I don't think you're like a baller.
No, I think the money comes from the brand deals, the Billabong and the Quicksilver and the.
But even with them, I think there's probably like 2 or 3 people who have made it, like who are incredibly rich off of that.
Yeah, exactly. And
then
they stop
everybody
surfing once they do get that rich, like Max Holloway's girl.
Yeah, you look at it's a sport that's similar to jiu-jitsu in the sense that there's not that people who are doing it for the love of the sport.
Yeah,
they're not doing it because there's millions of dollars in this.
Yeah, it's not the PGA, it's not the MLB, it's not Major League Soccer, it's not the NBA. That's not one of those sports.
No, this shit is like professional Dungeons and Dragons players, not Dungeons and Dragons, but professional Magic players, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, to really get a good look at a really solid ride of a wave and like a real person like shredding, you need to go to a gringo taco spot. And they'll have it on all the TVs.
Yeah.
That's about the only place you're going to consistently see surfing televised in America.
I feel like those athletes, like they're still like approachable. Like you could still like go to a competition and see them. Like and then see them and then be able to have a conversation with them. You're not going to a basketball game and having a conversation with insert basketball player name.
No, you try to talk to Russell Westbrook, he gets you thrown out of the arena.
Yeah, you kidding me? Like
he gets people thrown out like every game. He goes over, he's like, she looked at me and said that I suck. Throw her out.
I feel like I only see him like talking shit to fans.
Because that's all he's good at. Because I'll take all the hate. Bring it in the comments. Russell Westbrook is trash. That dude cannot ball. He's trash. In my opinion, he's trash. He's a stat savage, but he'll score 40 points, but he'll shoot 6 air balls and turn the ball over 12 times in the same game. And they'll lose.
Yeah.
So to me, you're not good. You suck, bro.
Dude, I used to play video games with a guy like that.
Yeah. You suck.
Dude, I used to play video games with this guy, and I used to play League of Legends for the people. I know there's a couple of my boys in the chat right now who played League of Legends. I used to play with this kid.
Damn, felt like that was a shot.
What?
That was a shot.
No, it wasn't a shot. You don't understand the game.
That was a shot. You said, I noticed some of my boys in here that play games. Justin don't play because Justin sucks.
Justin never played League of Legends, but I'll explain something to you.
Teach me.
Teach
me your ways.
5 different positions in this game.
Okay.
Right? The gentleman that I'm talking about used to play the top lane. So there's 3 lanes.
So he was a top.
He was a top.
Out of all the positions you're talking about, he was a top.
He was the top lane. There's 3 lanes. Okay. There's 2 people in the bottom lane, 1 person in the center lane, 1 person in the top lane, and then 1 person that roams.
Okay, so in these positions, he's top, and there's 2 bottoms.
Correct. There you go.
Okay, so carry on.
All right, so he used to play. He was a good player, and he played very well, and he would advance in the top lane and do well, but he would never leave that lane to help his teammates. And he would just talk shit, and he would just not. He would at the end of the game, he'd be positive, meaning he had more kills than deaths, but we'd fucking lose.
But is there a possibility to
carry,
increase your individual rank even if your team loses?
No. If you lose, if you lose the game, it doesn't matter what the fuck happened. You lose like Elo. You lose points in the ranking system.
Okay, so then it doesn't stand to benefit him to behave that way.
For him, it benefited him because he could just leave the game and say like, "Oh, you guys fucking suck," and then if you'd be like, "Yo, you didn't like you suck too, like you lost with us, and you didn't even," and be like, "Well, look at my fucking score, I'm positive," and I'm just like, I don't get like that's not.
That's Russell Westbrook.
The second you said that, I was kind of like, I hate playing with people like that.
That's Westbrook, and this is why every team he goes to falls apart as soon as he gets there. Chris said, "Why are you gonna put him on blast like that?"
No, I don't. It wasn't Chris. Chris is. I don't think Chris played top lane. I don't know. The person who I'm talking about is not in the chat. But I don't think Chris was like that. But if you're like that, that's a bad quality. But I don't think he's like that. I don't think. I think Chris understands like because there's a strategy to the game, right? And I know you might not agree with this, but it's very similar to. It's a sport. It might not be an athletic sport, but it's a sport in the sense that like
I wouldn't say it's a sport. It's a team effort.
Sure, it's a team effort. There's a strategy to this.
Yes.
Right. And if you dominate your lane and do well, then you can go and help other players in their lane, and it doesn't take a lot. You sneak into this lane, get this guy a kill. Now he's ahead of the other guy. You know, there's ways to
You help
use
your
it.
team like anything in life.
Exactly.
You know,
and
if you're over the hill first and two of your boys are struggling to get over the hill, you help one of them, and then both of you help the third guy.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you do. This is life. Don't be a piece of shit.
Precisely. And no, it's not you, Chris. But I don't
Nah,
think-
Chris, we like you. I could never picture you. We've never met in real life, but I could never picture you doing such a thing.
Nah.
You're quite the gem of
He's
a
not
gentleman.
like that. And I played.
Same as Spaz.
I played thousands of games with Spaz.
Yeah, I bet.
Me and Spaz
I'm
have,
upset.
like-
You guys got me ready to play games. I'm telling you right now, Spaz, don't be surprised if you get some. You get a little request. I'm
what
talking to
would
my
be your gamer tag? Do you have a gamer tag?
I don't, but I'd make a fire one.
You don't have a gamer tag? Like you've never played under an alias?
No, I've never played an online game like that.
Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've never played an online game like that.
I wonder what your gamer tag would be. You don't have to say it now because I don't want anybody to nap. it
Nah,
up.
man, you kidding me, man? I'm working on this all night tonight.
Okay.
You crazy?
I'm super curious of what your name would be.
Dude, I'm going to have a whole setup like one of those schizophrenic detectives that has strings drawn to like all the guys they're trying to catch. Those are going to be all the names and the different like,
Okay.
You know, I'm going to figure out something.
Spaz has had that name since high school, probably before high school, but I met him in like 2004 and he was Spasmodic in 2004.
Damn, so people are that deep like in their, they'll keep the same name through all the different games they play.
Oh, 100%. Chris too.
Damn, that's
No,
cool.
I'm lying. Chris changed his name probably like 2006, 2007, maybe before that, but he didn't always go under the same name. But now he's Captain Shiv, and I'm pretty sure he's Captain Shiv everywhere. But I don't remember what his gamer tag was before Captain Shiv, but I've known Chris my whole life, so obviously I've seen the progression of his name, and I've played under the same name since the beginning.
Okay.
I have like another alias that I'll play under, but for the most part, unless my first name is taken, I always play with the first name.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play games in an alias, but you know, I have alias like my producer name. I have different,
Yeah.
but not for gaming. But you just
That's so funny.
you dead named him. How dare you?
How dare we? I'm sorry.
How dare you? I did want to get back to the Jonah Hill conversation real quick
Okay, go ahead.
because there's a couple of other topics I wanted to touch on. These may just take us through to the end.
Okay.
So I have questions because Jonah Hill is getting so much flack for just having some decent standards, you know, that are barely anything. I mean, nowhere in there was don't burn the meatloaf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you have other situations like, did you see Keke Palmer? You know, she's like a musician, actress, stuff like that.
I only seen the pictures of the dress.
Okay, well, I saw the entire video and the whole interaction with Usher. So Keke Palmer is an entertainer, famous woman. She's dating a gentleman that was not too fond of her actions on this video that kind of went viral from an Usher concert. So if anybody's ever seen, you know, an R&B artist, somebody like an Usher, somebody like a, you know, anybody like a Genuine, a lot of stuff what they do.
Man.
Yeah, but them in particular, because Boyz II Men doesn't really do this. I'm talking about more like the sexualized R&B singers. You know, they'll always, or a lot as Chris Brown does it, they'll bring women on stage.
Oh yeah, even fucking Aventura does that too.
Yeah, so you know, that's their thing. That's their shtick. It's, you know, it's like when Nicki Minaj brings up some dude and like gives him like some raunchy lap dance or something with her big weird backside. But so Keke Palmer was there and Usher was like serenading her kind of. She had this, it wasn't a dress, it was like a bodysuit that was up her ass. And then she had these, like her entire ass was out. You know, her cheeks and everything. Let's not beat around the bush here. This was not a conservative outfit. This was an outfit that was inappropriate for one, a woman that's married, two, a woman that has children. You know,
It's an inappropriate outfit in overall. I couldn't think
there's
of
some environments like the red light district,
Home,
things like this.
home.
If you're walking the streets, if you're a street walker, you know,
Oh, prostitutes?
if you're hooking,
Yeah.
Then you can wear this.
Prostitutes or wearing it at home. Those are the only
Yeah,
two places
or
that I could give
strippers.
it a green light.
you know, like
strippers.
If you're an adult, if you're in the adult industry, you're a dancer or something, that's when you can wear this stuff in public. And I'd be like, oh, that'd never be my girl. But I could see, you know, the profession calls for it.
Yeah.
So she's up there, he's singing, she turns around to intentionally show him her ass. like being all like cutesy and shit, and he's all singing to her like, "There goes my baby," like all in her ear, and she's like, "Ah," you know, and it's not a good look if that's your girl. Just like it's not a good look when your girl is sitting there and the baby's pouring champagne on her mouth. That's not a good look. You know what I mean? Never be my girl. Never. So that was crazy to me. So this is my question. Jonah Hill gets all this shit.
Yeah.
For simply stating a very nice text about things that he'd prefer her not do. Or you could be on your way, I'll go on my way, no hard feelings. This woman does this, and her man reacted. He tweeted about it. Like, he said, like, this is not a good look. You know, something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, this is the mother of my children. Like, this is my wife. Like, this is unbecoming of, like, a person at this point in their life.
That's just probably embarrassing.
It's mortifying for him. That's crazy. That's crazy. And we're going to get to who's even crazier than him.
Yeah.
We're going to get there.
That's where I thought you were going
we're
first.
We're getting there.
Go
Trust
ahead.
me, we're building up. But so people are giving him shit and calling him controlling, like, you know, on that dumb shit. Women on the internet are like, oh, let her slay. She's killing. She's doing her thing. Let her do her. Like, as if men are not allowed to have any standards for the woman that is raising their children. Or, you know, don't embarrass your man.
That shit's crazy, bro. Let her fucking slay. Like, this idea that you could just be a perra because you just want to be one, or because the world's accepting of it now. Like, you know, things change, right? It's like the plastic surgery trend, like having a fat ass right now. 30 years ago, having a fat ass wasn't the style.
No, it wasn't.
So 30 years from now, being a perra might not be in style, and you being on the internet with your ass out is always going to exist.
It's always going to exist, you know? So I just felt honestly bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. That shit is embarrassing, man. Nobody wants their girl to be out there doing that kind of stuff, you know? And it's like, and, you know, and none of us are Usher.
Nuh-uh.
We don't want our girl say, you think I want my girl like on stage with Drake? I know I'm not Drake.
I don't want my girl within 1,000 fucking yards of
You
Drake.
know? Now, Drake will find out what's really good. You know what I'm saying? You know? No, I'm just
He
kidding.
might be good at basketball, but he definitely can't.
Yeah,
He definitely can't.
He
sprawl.
definitely can't defend a single. But
That's a fact.
he definitely has. He can't sprawl. That's for sure. But his Kimura defense trash. But I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. Like, she has to have a little more respect for her man. That's the thing, is she didn't even think about her man. You could see that entire video. I watched it. I wish we had it to pull up. Twiz, goddammit.
But and, you know, I think the thing is also that we're not saying that she can't do this.
Yeah.
We're saying that she shouldn't do this out of respect for her man.
Correct.
Not that she, like, you can't do this. No one's trying to control this broad. We're just trying to say, yo, have some respect for your man who's about to get dragged through the media, through all his boys are going to be dragging him. You're telling me that if your girl goes on stage and Drake fucking gives her a lap dance, that all your boys aren't going to be like, yo, bro, you wildin'. I seen Shorty online the other day. Drake was grinding. Better watch out. You know, that shit doesn't stop. It's going to be, it's, and I'm not saying that we should make decisions based off of like other people's opinions, but the truth is, it's like, that shit's inappropriate. Usher is just Usher's just a dude. He's a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, if he didn't make confessions, I don't know if he would be as good looking as you perceive him to be.
I mean, 8701 was fire.
Whichever was your favorite.
But he's been popping for a long time.
No, I know, but that's just the first thing that that came to my head.
Nah, but you're right. I mean, there's almost like this idea that the internet and media wants women to feel like it's okay to behave in an unfaithful context if it's a famous person or a singer, or that's crazy, man. You can't do that to your man. Not to mention, he knows he's not Usher. Like, what are you doing? That would be like a dude fawning all over or something like that if Ruby Rose came through.
I was just going to say, it's bi-directional.
Yeah.
It works in both directions. If Ruby Rose is doing a concert and you got up there and she puts that fucking snatch in your face.
Yeah.
Also inappropriate.
Yeah, and she's giving you a lap dance and you're up there and your girl is at home. Like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully
She
the
ain't gonna like
homies
that.
are going to hold you down, but somebody is going to get that on video and it's going to TMZ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just, I think that's crazy. Just the double standard, but it doesn't. The pendulum can swing too far.
100%. 100%.
And
We've just recently seen it.
We have seen the pendulum swing too far, and people really they're going off on the man more so for allowing such things. But if anybody's familiar with the No Jumper saga, Adam 22 and Lena the Plug, married couple, podcasters,
OnlyFans
business
aficionados.
business owners, independent, OnlyFans content creators, and they do a lot of adult scenes together. Mm-hmm. And the track record of their relationship has been what? They hook up with girls only, right?
Yeah, they only hook up with other girls in their scenes, and for the most part, it's always three ways. There's been one time where Adam's in the past, now as of recent, he's did another one. There's been one time in the past where they were going to do a scene with another girl, and Lena was sick and couldn't go, and so Adam went in and he just did the scene with just him and the girl. But for the most part, they're always doing scenes together, and they're only with other women, never with other men.
Okay. Well, recently it's been made public that this what's his name?
Jason Love.
LUV. Yeah, Okay, LUV, fancy. Mm-hmm. So
the dude, the shredded, tatted dude from Blacked. And now you guys can act like you don't know who I'm talking about. But if y'all don't know his name.
And he's like 6'4", right?
Dude,
he's a
fucking
big dude.
Enormous.
So
and he's the dude.
Yeah.
He's on Blacked.
Yeah, I got you. So they do this scene, but Adam says that he was okay to it, says that Lena gave him a lot of opportunities to get out of it, and he decided to let her do it. But the enthusiasm with which she did it was very weird to me. Like the scene, I haven't seen the scene. I have no interest in seeing the scene. Okay. I have no interest in seeing the scene. It's not out yet, apparently.
Yeah.
So, but I did see the Instagram post that she put up. Did you see that?
I've seen it. I'm very deep into this No Jumper universe.
Yeah. So when she's leaning on the counter and she's like, guess what today is? It's finally happening. It's finally happening. And this 6'4" dude comes out of the back and starts bouncing his pecs.
And he's enormous. Yeah, you know what?
He's got face tats, the most beautiful veneers you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? So here's my rebuttal to that, right? Because you're referring to like the enthusiasm. I think that that's necessary in that industry.
Yeah,
right?
You have to.
And not only that, but her comments are like, she says like a majority of the ask is always like, get a BBC, like get another dude on there. Like I guess they're tired of seeing Adam on there or whatever the case may be, but her fans want nothing more than for her to work with
other people,
other men. And Adam did say that when he first like the day after it happened, like he did have like a little bit of buyer's remorse. But I think that and then he's like it's little by little went away, and now he's doubling down on it. Now he doesn't give a fuck, and based off of the recent interview that just came out with him and her on the No Jumper platform, it seems like they've made so much money off of this, and it hasn't even came out yet, that he's like, I wish we would have done this. I wish we done it sooner, like because it's been so profitable, like financially.
I bet,
and not that they need the money, but now this opens them up to like, what's next now? Now we're gonna be doing three ways with another dude. Now, is there going to be another guy besides Jason Love? Like, what happens next? And, a lot of people, him being in that hip hop space is why it's so crazy, because hip hop's supposed to be like this gritty gangster environment where you don't play none of that shit. But he's kind of like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But he's always been against the grain, right? He's very comfortable with his sexuality, so he's very comfortable making, homosexual jokes and stuff like that. And so, I mean, I kind of seen this coming. I don't know if I can say I can seen this coming, but it's like the evolution of this, right? Like it's like what else would have been next if not this?
I mean, it concerns me for their relationship more so. I knew that they'd make a ton of money off of this. I mean, everybody knew they'd make a ton of money off of this, especially with the build-up. They're holding it, and then
I think
they're
it's like
going to release
$100
it.
too.
Yeah. I mean, so that I get, but it's like, how much of your soul do you sell? I mean, that's your wife. That's the mother of your children. I mean, it's bad enough, you know.
But she's already getting plowed by him on the internet.
I know, but this introduces a different dynamic into the relationship. Men cannot handle that shit the way women can.
Even Jason Love said that.
Dude, he even said in the interview, he was like, yo, pretty much, he was like, I mean, he's cool with it. Shit'll never be me.
Yeah.
He was pretty much, in so many words, was like, I can't handle that shit, but good for you. Good for you.
That's what it comes down to, right? It's like having that mental, and I'm not saying that I think this is a good decision, but it's like, you can't take that back, and there's got to be a lot of mental fortitude that you need to have, knowing like you need to be so confident in your relationship.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Never.
I think also that relationship is different than what it's perceived to be. I wouldn't doubt if at this point, who knows if maybe they've grown apart a little bit, or maybe this has been going on forever. Maybe they have some kind of open relationship behind the scenes, and he was like, fuck it. Put it on camera. I don't care. You doing it anyway.
Funny you say that. He just recently released that early in their relationship, that they did have a threesome with another dude.
Okay.
They never told anybody. There's always these secrets coming out of the No Jumper universe. It's
He's
like,
way too calm about this. You know, he's too calm about this. Like, to me, it's like, he seems to me like he's like, well, you guys are idiots. Like, this is, like, we don't even love each other anymore. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I think they still care about each other. It's just like the timing. They were just married last month.
Yeah.
You know, it's they got a kid. I don't know. It's like, and that's what everybody says. Like, what about your kid? Like, what your kid's gonna grow up? Well,
it's weird because people, I feel like, are really only asking that question now that somebody else was introduced. But it's like, dude, do you understand we're like maybe 15 years, 10 years removed from like 50% of kids having their mom on the internet getting plowed?
At least she's successful though. Can you imagine if you're the child of a mother with like an unsuccessful OnlyFans?
I mean, I think I'd rather that. It's less likely to be found. It's less likely to, okay, Ma, you failed. You made $8. You did it for 6 months. Couple little solos in the shower. Nothing came of it. I still have student loans. Yeah, I forgive you.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
You know, but that, I mean, dude, millions upon millions, tens of millions of views, and a massive platform like No Jumper. I just worry for the kids, man. Like, I think people aren't considering the torture that children will go through and are going through.
Yeah.
You know, imagine the bullying. Imagine the bullying at a school when they're pulling up pictures of your mom. Pulling up videos of your mom. Imagine that, dude. Bullying is bad enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like.
God damn.
I couldn't get behind it, but I couldn't get behind a lot of the stuff they're doing. And my initial thought is like, how much money is enough money too? Because it's not like they're not successful.
They make. Is there numbers on this? I wouldn't doubt if they make upwards of $1 million a month.
He makes upwards of $1 million a month, and he's stated that she's far much more financially successful than he is.
Okay, so
he makes $1 million a month, so she's probably.
Let's say she makes 2, probably 3.
Yeah.
You know, let's say 2. So they make $3 million a year, $3 million a month. That's crazy. So what? That's $36 million a year.
It's nuts, dude. What are we doing here?
Why are you getting your wife fucked on camera, bro? You make a lot of money.
Yeah,
but there's got to be something where I think there's also something a little bit off. There's got to be. That's not normal behavior.
It's not normal behavior, but they're not doing normal shit anyways.
Yeah.
Like the whole entire, like, it's all about money. You know, it's so funny when you think about it too, because it's like, we buy all these things, and I don't want to go down this fucking rabbit hole, but man, do they make this money to buy a bunch of shit that nobody really needs anyways?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure at this point they're probably thinking they want to set their kid up for life.
Yeah, because it's that. Adam, but he did an interview with Batman Cavill the other day, and I think it came out yesterday or the day before. And he was talking about how, you know, he doesn't buy jewelry or fancy clothes or this or that. And while I do think that that's like smart, it's like, well, at least he's not spending his money on like stupid
Who's this,
shit.
Adam or Batman?
Yeah. No, Batman's Cavill was wearing like probably $1 million worth of jewelry during this interview. But at least I could say like, oh, at least he's not doing stupid shit like that. Because buying jewelry is kind of fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb because I think it makes you a target. But a lot of the shit that they buy, these guys trade stuff in and get new stuff. It's not the same as you or I going and buying something for our girls. It's a different thing. I mean, these guys get a big ass custom piece made by the same jeweler, and then they go back and they give him that back, and he gives him something else. Like, you know, it's a different thing. A lot of that shit is loaned. You know, a lot of that stuff is like for these award shows and stuff where people wear something crazy flossy, like they give it back. It's you know, it's almost like artwork.
Do you see Rick Ross's new watch? I think it came out yesterday or today. He has like a $20 million like watch. It's like a one of one. What was that very famous watchmaker?
Is it that guy that makes like the solar systems and shit?
Nah, it's the one with like the planet Earth. It's like
Yeah, that's what I'm talking with, like the solar system. That's part of the solar system.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, it's the guy. They're like big glass cases, and they have like all the movements have like
Not
the
the
sun
one that like
and the
Connor
earth.
was wearing, but like remember we were in high school. This was like a very famous watch, and it was like the
I
map.
got you.
The
Yeah, it was
of-
the map.
was it
Everybody
Jim-
had the knockoffs.
Was it Jimmy? Was it? Who
Nah,
was
it's
it?
got to be the dude that does these. It's a different. You gonna look it up?
No, I'm not gonna look it up.
Nah.
No, you just type in Rick Ross $20 million watch, and you'll see who I'm talking about. What comes up?
It's got to be this guy. I watched an interview of his. It's got to be. Oh, this is Jacob?
Jacob and Co. That's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Oh, no, because Jacob the jeweler. Yeah, this is, damn, was that who I was watching? It was Jacob. That was Jacob the jeweler. He looked very different to me.
Who'd you see?
I
Were you
watched
see
the
Johnny Dang or
podcast.
something?
No, I watched the podcast of this guy. Let me see the watch. I haven't seen the
That's
picture.
so
of it.
funny because I admitted I said this dude just as confused as Johnny Dang for
Nah.
Jacob the jeweler.
Oh, yeah, that is the guy. Damn, Jacob. I remember when he was way younger. That's why I remember when Kanye was rapping about him.
I was
and
just gonna
shit.
say, dude,
And
in
like,
high school, people were like, you know, wearing the bootleg watches to school.
Yeah, nah, this is, that's the guy. He makes these crazy high-end watches. You got to see the ones where he makes, the movements are crazy. He said these watches are so expensive, they're millions of dollars each. It's like they're not practical. The entire watch case is like sapphire crystal and shit like that.
I've
It's like,
seen those.
and it'll have the solar system, like the movements will, and they'll move like accurately with where the planets are moving.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude.
Dude, he was saying
Connor
he can
has
only
that
make
one.
a handful of them a month. He's like, I make like 5 movements a month. He's like, because it's too complex, it's too many parts, it's too delicate and fragile.
Yeah.
You know,
And
he's years out with
I
like
was
orders.
just gonna say that, and he makes 5 a month, but he's working on probably orders from 2015 and shit.
Yeah, he's years out, dude. I watched him with Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from
Yeah.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
There's this dude I watch. If anybody's ever ever interested in Teddy.
Atlas.
No, that's a gay. Pow. That's a boxing coach. His name is here it is. Teddy Baldessare. He's like a watch specialist and a watch enthusiast. He has some of the best watch content. If there's any questions you have about watches, like Teddy Baldessare is like the go-to. The guy is legit,
Okay.
and his content's great. And he does
Better than Timepiece Trading.
Yes, I would think it is. I'm unfamiliar, but this guy is great. Like his breakdowns of watches, the visuals, everything's immaculate. It's perfect. And plus, he dates this really cool YouTube content creator. I was shocked when I always wondered who dates this girl. She's like super red pill. She's like, support your man. Don't be a thought. Don't be out here like these women and stuff. And that's all her content. She's legit. It's not Pearl. It's actually a hot one. And then I saw her in one of his videos one day, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Teddy Baldessare. I said, my man. He's like the skinniest nerdy dude, but he's like, anyway,
Yeah.
He does videos with Kevin O'Leary, and they did one with Jacob, and he was breaking down those watches. Like they took a case that they all had gloves on. Like you couldn't touch any of his merchandise without gloves on. Like they had gloves, and they weren't even touching shit. They just had gloves to like be there. Just to be in the room.
Yeah, to be in the room.
They'd have gloves on.
You know who else is like crazy about like really good at jewelry and like years for out and shit like that?
Who?
Ben Baller.
Yeah, Ben Baller's been around forever, but not
Yeah.
as long as Jacob still, as far as I know.
Probably now. He's still like he looks young. I don't know how old he is.
Who, Ben Baller?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, he's the only little tiny dude that looks like that with a grill.
that's a fact.
Crushing
no,
it
him,
out
Johnny
here.
Dang.
But Johnny Dang looks like he's kind of from the streets.
Johnny Dang, but he's tiny.
But Ben Baller looks like he's just like a businessman, and then he's got a grill. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just kind of crazy.
yeah, that's
you know.
just funny. We're over the hour.
Are we over the hour? What else do we
Yeah.
got? We got
Is there anything else?
I think we covered everything.
Is there anything else you promised the people to talk about? Shade on my girl Pearl. Yo, honestly,
Nah, I'm not hating on Pearl. I'm not hating on Pearl, but I'll tell you what, you know, I'm gonna tell you what her name is, and you're gonna look up and be like, wow, okay.
I don't mind Pearl, but I just watched an interview with Destiny, and he was kind of talking about Pearl.
I can't stand that dude, Destiny.
And listen, I'm not a Destiny fan either. He was on a show that I was watching.
He's in an open relationship, but he's not on the open end. Only she is.
No, they're both open. He just can't get any pussy outside of his relationship.
Yeah, absolutely not. He's like, check out my high score, and they're like, dude, I don't care.
He's got blue hair. Anyways, he was talking about Pearl and about why her like channel's failing.
Yeah, he said she gamed the shorts.
Yeah, she gamed
Algorithm.
the shorts, and she's like, you know, like cherry picking this like red pill stuff to like, you know, she's pandering.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't. The only Just Pearly things I've ever listened to was shit that you sent me. I'm not like I don't follow her. I don't really need like. I mean, I guess her perspective is interesting. I agree with a lot of the things that she says, but I don't really go to her for that stuff. But also, I don't intake a lot of that kind of content, anyways.
It's a lot of regurgitation. I mean, that's
Yeah.
her thing. Is like none of these concepts were created by her. I mean, she quotes a lot of, you know, a lot of Rollo Tomasi, a lot of Andrew Tate, a lot of you know, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Like just a lot of other people in the space.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just grab that content and just kind of regurgitate the statistics that they cite, things like that. It's very, you know, it's just, I think that the whole novelty of it being a female that was saying the same things they were saying with the same amount of like kind of aggression, because she's a little more forward and a little more kind of, well, you know, you're kind of fat and acting like a whore, you know, so don't do that to your man.
Yeah, and also how honest she was even about her like herself. And like
Yeah.
putting herself out there and being like, she knows she's not a 10. You know, I don't remember what rating she gave herself, but
She gives herself a 5.
she gives herself a 5.
It's accurate.
I'd give her a little more than a 5.
See, I don't, because
Aesthetically, she's a 5, but she's very financially successful and she's got a good head on her shoulders. Bumps her up to at least a 6.
finances mean nothing to me. They actually lower you in value, if you ask me. A woman that makes more money, if a woman has millions of dollars, you come down in points to me because I'm not ready to deal with what you need. What you're going to talk about, what you're going to do, what you're going to...
But she's not a millionaire.
I'm sure she is by now.
But she has didn't she have she has like family wealth, right?
No. Not really. I mean, her dad's very successful, but she has like 10 siblings.
Yeah, I don't know if she's like. Listen, maybe she is a millionaire. But what I was referring when
She has to be a millionaire by this point. Has to.
I don't know. Or maybe she is.
She is. She's her YouTube channel has more than 1 million subs. She has like 4
but she
channels.
don't get views.
But she does, though. That's a very new thing that her getting, and she's still getting views. She's not getting millions, but she's getting like tens of thousands and 100,000. You know,
she
stuff
doesn't
like
get
that.
the views that she should get for the amount of subscribers that she has.
Yeah, true. But she also has other businesses. She has the wife school. She has other shit.
Yeah, she's too busy. She's no longer a 6.
Yeah. I'm telling you, she's way too busy.
What I was referring
Adjustable 6, maybe.
Yeah, what I was referring to when it comes to financially successful, meaning like she's not just sitting here waiting to piss away somebody's money. Because there's a balance, right?
Yeah.
There's a balance. There's like that extreme of like millionaire. It's like, oh, I don't want anything to do with you,
Yes.
kind of thing. And then
Yes.
there's a, like, I'm just waiting for somebody to come buy me shit kind of thing.
Yeah, which isn't her because she doesn't need that.
Yeah,
You know?
she doesn't need that. No. Are you looking something up? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm looking up. Here, this is who she is. What the heck is her name?
Ray, give us your give us a 1 through 10 on Pearl. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think.
What
Not that I rate
her?
women on a scale, but I'm just
Courtney
curious.
Ryan. That's her name. Courtney Ryan is the YouTuber that I'm referring to that watchmaker dates, and she's she, let's put it this way, she's on the higher end of this type of content.
Oh,
Courtney
Ryan, go and Google her, guys. If you find anything promising.
Yeah, it's like it's a much higher level of female that typically produces this kind of content. So I give my man a lot of credit, man. He crushes with the watch game, and
he's got a PYT at home.
Yeah, pretty young ting,
Pretty young ting. All right, listen.
And honestly, that's why I bought my Orient Kamasu right here, because of
That's a
Teddy
very nice
Baldassare. He's the man. Everything, diver watches, field watches, all that stuff. That guy is a savage.
Look him up.
Telling you,
Teddy Baldassare.
Baldassare. But either way,
he sounds like a fucking villain.
He does. He's like petting a cat, right?
Baldassare.
Yeah. So go ahead, man. You want to take us out? Should we close out? What's up?
Yeah, sure. Remind me what episode this is.
Master None podcast, episode 158.
158. That's it, guys. Episode 158. First episode in the new studio. It's not complete yet. If you guys just are tuning in, the studio is not complete. Next time, it'll be a little more complete. I don't know if it'll be complete, but it'll be a little more complete next time you guys see us.
That's right.
That's it. If you guys want to re-listen to this episode, you could re-listen to it on YouTube. You can listen to the audio version on Spotify, on Stitcher, on all the podcast platforms. If you don't find us on there, join the Discord and let us know. Either way, if you haven't joined the Discord already, please join the Discord. A lot of conversations going on there with me and Justin. There's a topic suggestion page that we would love for everybody to use to throw us some topics, throw us a couple bones. This is my first episode back, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, nah, it's all good. Just join the community, join the Discord. If you have suggestions for us, if you want to network, meet with other people that work in other spaces, do stuff we have some interesting people in there that work in different industries. So I think that it would just be a good move for anybody to just jump in there and just shoot the shit. This is a very casual space. It's something where we'd like to build a bit more of a community. People in the chat, people in the Discord, people on the live.
Future guest.
What you got? Yes, and future guests. We do have future guests that are being lined up as we speak. We have studio owners. We have master brewers at breweries. We have musical guests. We have all kinds of stuff coming up. We're trying to get some, different disciplines in here, get interesting stuff, local artists, people that are doing things and pursuing things instead of just going and punching a clock and going home and getting drunk. We're trying to have some people on here that are actually trying to make some moves and trying to bring you guys some value, bring you guys some interesting dialogue and conversation. So that's what we have. That's Master None Podcast, episode 158. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you click that notification bell so that every time we go live, you never miss an episode and you see every time we do so. 7 p.m. Tuesday nights.
Yeah, I gotta
That's
get up
it.
and hit the music.
All right, go hit it. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oye,
Oye.
hablo desde la prisión.
That's it, guys. We appreciate you. Whoop. Damn, my man Tate shaved his head. Damn, his shape up, beard, his fade is fresh.